Okay, you guys, so this is the video where I'm going to actually cook the ingredients. Thank you so much for coming back to watch this. If you didn't see part one is about doing the background knowledge, teaching the vocabulary, which I also used Realia in. So if you haven't seen part one, I'll put the link up there so that you can go back and watch that from the beginning. And let's get started with part two of using Realia and making a pancake batter. So how do you make the pancakes? Let's see if we can find a recipe. Ingredients, typically, like when you're talking about the whole recipe, you're gonna add an S. So the ingredients, make sure you have an S with it because there's gonna be more than one ingredient. Okay, so our ingredients, it's 1.5 cups all-purpose flour. All-purpose just means you can use it for many, many different things. You're going to need 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon white sugar, 1 1/4 cups milk, 1 egg, 3 tablespoons butter melted. And then this is an advertisement, so don't worry about that. And then directions. So in a large bowl, right, you want to sift together the flour. So when we say sift, you're putting it through that, I don't have a sifter in front of me, but you're putting it through this thing so the flour kind of breaks apart. It's not all chunky. And the baking powder, salt, and sugar. And then make a well. So you kind of like open it up in the center and pour in the milk, egg, and melted butter. Mix until smooth. How many eggs did it say? 1 egg, okay. Heat a lightly oiled griddle or frying pan over medium heat. Pour or scoop the batter onto the griddle using approximately 1/4 cup for each pancake. Brown on both sides and serve hot. So, they're making is probably like a mom and daughter or mom and son or whoever it may be, dad and son, I don't know. They're making the pancakes. So now you guys have to tell me, what do I need to do first? Okay, what's first, you guys? I need to have my bowl. My pan is here, but first we have to make the batter. So what do I do first? I need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, okay? So this is a measuring cup, and I'm going to put it in and grab the flour. Okay, here we go. This is 1 cup, and then I need 1/2 cup. Come on. Okay, here's my 1/2 cup. And then I don't have baking powder, but it'll be fine, you guys. So we'll pretend. I'm going to put my baking powder in. I'll have to add it later. So it's 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So 1, 2, 3, 1/2. And then we need some of the salt. So I will put the salt in. This will be a disaster if it gets all over, you guys. I have to close this bag so I don't make a mess. Okay, here's our salt. We're gonna put the salt in. How much salt do we need? Okay, 1 teaspoon. So I need to turn this probably several times. What we call this when you don't use like a measuring tool, it's called eyeballing. So I'm eyeballing it.
You're using your eye
to see how much you're putting in. Okay, baking powder, salt, and sugar. So how much sugar do I need? Let's see here. 1 tablespoon of white sugar.
I have my sugar.
And I don't have a tablespoon here, but I will just kind of guess what I need. Probably this much sugar, so I'll put that in. Make sure you put the lid on. I just dropped some sugar, you guys. Put the lid on. I'm gonna have to clean after this. Okay. Now it said you're supposed to make a well in the center. So all of these ingredients are in here. So if I want to make a well, I'm gonna have to go like this, and then it's kind of like making a little hole in the center, so you can't really see it that well, but right in the middle there's like a little well in there. And pour in the milk, the egg, and the melted butter. 1 1/4 cup of milk. Well, I don't have milk right here, so I'm going to use water. And where did my measuring cup go, you guys? This is me in the kitchen all the time. I'm just a mess. Where did my measuring cup go? Is it inside? I left my measuring cup in the flour. I have to get my measuring cup. Okay, now let me show you what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna put my water in the cup very carefully without spilling. Okay, it's right here. It's going in, but I feel like it doesn't make sense. Okay. Here we go. It's in the well. It's in there. And then I got a little bit of water like close to my computer. Okay. Just wiping up some water to make sure I don't get it on my computer. Okay, and then I need a little bit more for the 1/4. So we'll put a little bit more in. That looks about 1/4. And next, we have to put that egg in, right? So add the egg. I don't have melted butter, so we're going to skip the melted butter. But here comes the egg. Okay, this has to be very, very careful. Let's see. I feel like you guys need to see this. Here's the egg. It's opening. All right, the egg is in. We have the egg. And yes, you are correct. We are going to whisk everything together with the whisk. Okay. Now I have to very carefully hold this so you guys can see what I'm doing. I am whisking all the ingredients. It's coming together. It's looking like a batter. More and more. And oh, look at it. It's beautiful. This is whisking, you guys. Now, this right now, you guys, look at this. This is a lumpy batter. You can see this is not smooth at all. Not smooth. Okay, so we want to make it smooth. When it's smooth, you will not see any little bumps, no circles, no nothing. Okay, so right now it's getting smoother. It's looking a little smoother. Okay, let's mix it some more. Okay, I would probably, if I was going to cook these, I would add the butter and the milk. I think a little bit more milk because this is kind of thick. You don't want it to be too thick. Otherwise, you're going to be like, it's going to be dry. So you don't want it to be too dry. I see some lumps in here. It's getting better. It's very smooth looking. It's starting to look very smooth. Just a little bit more whisking. Do you like the cooking show today? The Teacher Nikki cooking show? No flour. Okay, you don't want it to be dry. It needs to be a little more wet, but it does look nice and smooth now. So that batter is ready. So what I would do next, and I don't have a hot pan, so I would have to heat this pan. So you say heat the pan. Let's heat the pan up, and we're going to put some butter on it. I don't like to use oil for pancakes. I like to use butter. It makes the pancake taste better. Okay, this is the frying pan. Nice and flat. And then you're going to put several circles of pancakes. So you can put 4 small pancakes, or you could do 2 big pancakes right on here. And make sure it's hot. You want to make sure it's nice and hot. And in a way that you can do that, you can heat up the pan. Heat up the pan by turning it on when you are mixing the batter. So that way it's ready, nice and ready, easy, good to go when you are done mixing your batter. Now, you guys, something very sad, very, very sad, is that I cannot eat these pancakes right now because I have 3 more sessions. I have 3 more classes to teach. I can't eat my pancakes yet. I'm going to have to go put my batter in the refrigerator, let it sit in the refrigerator, and then I'll have to cook it later because I can't waste this food. I can't waste this batter. That seems like a crime. Thank you everyone for helping me cook my pancakes. So, what are your questions about pancakes? And don't forget, you can use some of the vocabulary we just learned today. A pinch of salt. Good question. So a pinch is literally when you grab it with your fingers, you take the salt or the sugar, the pepper, whatever it is, and you just have that much, as you could grab when you pinch. Because when you pinch, it's literally just doing this. So you take a couple little, a little bit, and that's a pinch, a very small amount. Hope you guys have a good night, get some sleep. Maybe I'll see you in my next class. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.